ride to the beat with my hopes and my dreams like a boat in the sea. Let it ride from the west to the east. Be the best you can be. Let the rest in peace while I try.
What's goody, fam? You already know who it is. It's ShakaShine, and I'm coming back at it with another reaction on ShakaShine Reacts. Today, we're doing a little bit of Charlie Murphy, and this is the unaired stories with Rick James. Now, for the people that have been hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and hitting that comment button, I gotta say thank you. I gotta give credit when credit's due, and y'all deserve all the credit, so gotta say thank you. Can't stress that out enough. Now, with that being said, a lot of y'all still sleeping on my music. I make music, and I got a song out every single Friday of 2021. If you want to check out my music, links right underneath the like button. Now, for the people that have been waiting on their requests, as you can see, we're getting every single one of y'all. If I said I put it on the list, it's on the list and it's coming up. But you can always skip the line by hitting me with the donation. Links right underneath the like button, and I get your reaction out within 48 hours. Now, as far as Charlie Murphy goes, number one, rest in peace. I think that he's a comedy genius that didn't get enough credit when he was around. Period, point blank. But yeah, this is the unaired version. This was on the Chappelle Show. So, well, this one, I guess these are not on the Chappelle Show, but they were supposed to be. They just weren't aired. So, anyways, let's get straight into it. I know that this is going to be a long reaction. The bum rush.
Back then, you know, I was a huge, even to this day, I'm not gonna say back then, I was a huge Rick James fan. When I was in the Navy, I had all of his joints. I used to be in the mirror singing his records. I used to be able to do a pretty good Rick James. So I used to sing Mary Jane. I mean, he's the only person that I actually paid to go to his concert. You know what I'm saying? Because back then, we used to bum rush concerts. I don't know if they still do that. But we used to come with like 50 guys and bum rush. Just rush the door. Maybe they would catch 2 or 3, but the other 30 or the other 30-something guys would get in. And I was always one, we would get in. You know what I mean? I mean, the Nassau Coliseum, I remember one time, the Nassau Coliseum.
How many of y'all have bum rushed a show? Let me know in the comments. Because I'm going to be real, I've never bum rushed a show, period.
It has these giant plate glass windows going all the way around it. I remember this big buff guy named Sabu picked up a garbage can, just broke one of those shits, and niggas ran through the glass before it could even break all the way. You know what I'm saying? Got shredded. You know, to get in to see Earth, Wind, and Fire, man, it was off the hook back then.
Okay. First impressions, let's see it.
I'll never forget the first night I met him. You know, that's the first person that I would say out of all the celebrities that I met that I was starstruck. And I remember we got in a limo, and he started kicking it, and he was mad niggerish, man, which was, you know, right up my alley. He was buck wild, you know what I'm saying? He was a regular dude. And he had mad pimping styles, mad pimping skills, man. We went to the restaurant. We was in a real high-class, Beverly Hills, upscale, posh, whatever you want to call it. And he came in and was talking to the whitest, blondest, blue-eyedest, most purest American apple pie eating white woman, like this. Come here, bitch. Rick James. Licked the whole side of her face. She was with it. He boned her after that, man. He boned her after that. It was none of the things you would think would happen if a black man does these, walks up to a white woman and licks the whole side of her face and calls her a bitch.
Well, first of all, that has nothing to do with color. You do that to any woman and you still get it. You lucky.
All right?
What other wild stuff you seen him do with women?
Oh, man. I seen him tell women, pull out their titties. You know what I'm saying? I seen him tell women, order women to serve another man, give him a blowjob. I seen him do it all, man. Anything that's part of something you would think a pimp would do, and this wasn't a pimp, this is a rock star. It wasn't no pimp, it was just a straight up player, man. He wasn't trying to, it was like, that's how he was rolling, man. And the women was all with it, man. I got a good friend that broke up with his girl because he took her to one of the concerts and Rick called on stage and threw his tongue down her throat. She was with it. They were supposed to get married, man.
They were supposed to
You know
get
what I'm saying?
married.
He seen his fiance sucking Rick's tongue on stage, Madison Square Garden, man.
That's messed up.
This shit really took place, you know what I'm saying?
All right, fine. Let's see it.
Anyway, getting back to back then, you know, we started really getting tight because my man was buck wild. He was, you know, and I had started doing things that I wasn't doing before I got out the Navy. Like I was experimenting with the coke and drinking a little bit more, smoking weed. The whole Hollywood scene, I was drawn into all of that, you know. And my brother didn't do any of this shit, so it was whatever was available for Eddie Murphy on the dark side. I got all of it.
I got all of it.
I got all. It was millions of chicks lined up that had a chipped toenail or you know something was wrong with them. That's all it took with him, chipped toenail. I don't care how fine she was, man. Toenails chipped. You don't want her? Fine. I was having them. You know what I'm saying? It was all kind of cats wanting to hang out with kilos of blow. He didn't want to do blow. Oh, you don't want to hang out with them?
I do.
Fine.
Yeah, see? Yeah, out here.
It was Jamaicans with bales of weed like this. Man, I give you all you want for free. No, just hang out with me, Eddie. He wasn't with it. You don't want the weed? Fine. I was there for all that. And Rick James was the embodiment of all of that by himself. He had the weed, he had the chicks, he had the drink, he had the location. He's the first person who I went to his house. He had a pool in his living room. All right? It wasn't no separate. It was in his living room. It was a gigantic pool with plants all around it. I bugged out, man, from that whole shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm hanging out. We go up to his house for the weekend and got snowed in. And his house was like, it was one big mansion, then it had connecting joints to it. You know what I'm saying? And each one in the house was filled up with women. You know, Mary Jane girls in this one, Val Young in the other one. You know what I'm saying? Then the groupies in the next one, and some more groupies in this one over here. And processing the do-rags is over there. It was around-the-clock food. You understand? He had Linda Hunt coming out with whatever you want at 24 hours a day. I had never been exposed to nothing like that. And that was kind of like my first inside look at my man's whole behavior. And he had this thing with me where he used to always like fuck with me, man. I don't know what started it, but he would fuck with me. Like we went up to the house and
I mean, and I ain't gonna lie, everybody has that homie that always gets messed with. You know what I'm saying? Like that one person, maybe it's in your family, your friends, someone. There's always someone that kind of gets it worse than everybody else. It's messed up. And of course it has to be Charlie Murphy in this situation.
we snowed in, and he took it upon himself. I never forget it, to get on the loudspeaker throughout the whole compound and say, if anybody gives Charlie Murphy some pussy, they fired. I don't know what made him do that. You know, I don't even know if there was a discussion with all the chicks, like, you know, I'm getting them first or whatever. But I remember he did that. He had the security monitor me the whole time I was there. I thought that was weird, because everybody else was doing their thing. But for some reason, he didn't want me to have any fun.
That's messed up. That's cold. All right, Eddie didn't get high. Let's go.
After that, we kept hanging out. You know, whenever he was in town, we would hang out or whatever. We'd run into each other in L.A. And then, you know, he and I, because of the, you know, the drug thing, we had it was a separate relationship outside the one that we all had when Eddie was there, because Eddie didn't get high. He used to wake up in the morning and say, why y'all motherfuckers why is everybody so tired? Because we didn't go to sleep yet. And it'd be time to go to work. We would be up all night.
Just partying. Man. Different times now, man. That's that young shit. No more. Studio 54. Let's go. And actually, if anybody in that's part of the family, you know what I'm saying, that's part of this channel, if you've been to Studio 54 or went to Studio 54 when it was out, you know what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. I have some questions for you.
We went to Studio 54. And back then, Studio 54, even to this day, I'll say, Studio 54 was the ultimate club, the ultimate. There has never been and never will be nothing that goes beyond that spot. That spot had, you walk in, they had people buck naked with body paint on for their outfit. You know what I'm saying? Now you be talking to a chick for an hour and then you realize she's buck naked. You know what I'm saying? You think that she got a dress on that was tight, and you start seeing the hair on the crotch. And this motherfucker's buck naked. You know what I'm saying? And then
he calls it hay. You see the hay?
Crotch. This motherfucker.
Hold on.
That was tight, and you start seeing the hair on the crotch. And this motherfucker's buck naked. You know what I'm saying? And then everything was going on up in there, up in the balcony. Niggas was doing their thing in the balcony, whatever they want, have sex, get high, then come back downstairs, start dancing, then go to the bar, start drinking, and they had food in there. It was like to come in and do whatever you want and stay till the sun came up spot. So all of the who's who
yeah,
in show business, and then in the business world, they was in there. They was buck wild in it.
All right, Oriental.
So he handed me the blunt. We lit it up, started smoking it. I guess that's the peace offering or whatever. Mm-hmm. Smoking the blunt. And then my man just said, yo, do Charlie Murphy. It's like at least 10 women. It was a lot of women on the bed, man. I mean, blonde hair, brunette, afro, cornbread, it was all there. That's a smorgasbord. That's whatever you want, man.
That's a smorgasbord.
Even an Oriental over there. Now, how many black men you know can say they bone Oriental? Holla. You know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
I'm saying that's rare, man.
I'm telling you right now, this is a different world when he's talking.
That's rare in America. That's rare in America. I can proudly say I'm a member of that class, man. You know what I'm saying? That, I went there. And it was, all because of Rick James. That's what turned me on to that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ashamed to admit it. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time, a good thing.
Oh, God. I'm going to be real. He has a lot of stories. I mean, because the ones that aired already are already funny. You know what I'm saying? They have little skits to go with them and stuff, too. And I think they interviewed, they interviewed Rick James as well. But all these are the unaired ones, and this is only one, and I think I saw up to 3. So let me know if you want me to check out the other unaired Charlie Murphy, Rick James stories. Let me know in the comments. Excuse me.
Like I told you, I whipped Rick's ass a minimum of 10 times. That's a minimum. That's a bare minimum. It's been more than that. But I'm only going to tell you a couple of the stories. Because, Rick is so wild and has went so far off the meter. It's shit that I can't even tell you on TV. I mean, for the sake of our friendship, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to bring it up. But trust me, he's went there. He's went where it's like, yo, Rick, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? You done took this shit too far. And his response is like this. There's no such players. Darkness. Let's go to the abyss, nigga. I'm not with it, man. I don't.
Oh, and the fact that Rick James used to call him Darkness, like, come on.
Like this.
Hold on. I gotta take that back. Oh, he did it good.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You done took this shit too far. And his response is like this. There's no such players. Darkness. Let's go to the abyss, nigga. I'm not with it, man. I don't want to go to the abyss, man.
I don't want to go to the abyss.
Rick wants to go to the abyss. In fact, he dwells in the abyss. Rick James dwells in the abyss. Okay? And he wants company. Sometimes. And for some reason, he likes to reach out for me. Whenever I'm around, when he wants to go there, he will reach out for me to try to take me to the abyss with him. I'm not with it, man. I'm not with it. And that's when we end up, tussling or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. I wish that one right there, I wish that one aired for sure.
What I really think is that, Rick would be so fucking high when he was doing a lot of these things, that when he received these beatdowns, he probably don't even remember getting them. That's the only thing I could come up with. For you to keep doing the same thing, get an ass whipping, come back, go there again, get another ass whipping. But the one thing that you had in common in all of those ass whippings was you was fucked up. That kind of tells me you don't remember getting the ass whipping. You probably would wake up the next morning and be like, damn, I must have ran a marathon yesterday. I was in a marathon, where's my sneakers at? You know what I'm saying?
His Rick James impression. Oh, God, they should have put that in there more.
That's the only thing I can think of, man.
Oh.
Damn, my jaw's hurting. I must have went to the dentist yesterday. You know what I'm saying? He would wake up and totally forget that he got his ass whipping. I mean, you know, most men, we have egos, and the ass whipping is kind of hard to accept. So he probably was in denial and, you know, blacked it out and came up with his own excuse for his soreness the following day. When he was going to a chiropractor or whatever. You know, I must have fell off a horse. My back is hurting. But that's from when the foot was up your ass. You didn't fall off no horse. You know what I'm saying? But he would come up with his own shit.
He was riding horses with Eddie and Joe.
Yeah. I'm hearing doctors was riding horses yesterday. I was slipping disc.
Yes.
He had forgot when darkness was like this. Fire! You know what I'm saying?
Oh, gosh. Oh, how many of y'all really think that Charlie Murphy's just over here beating up Rick James? Let me know. Rick's revenge for the couch incident. Oh, okay. Let's go.
Let me not forget that, you know, Rick James was very mad. He remembered that ass whipping because he wanted revenge. He called back. And they all motherfuckers. And you know how he tried to set it up the first time? Because he really wanted to get me. You know what I'm saying? He felt that, you know, I was the main one that was pommeling his legs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what he did, man. He checked.
If y'all don't know, what happened right before this, when he's talking about the couch incident, was he put his feet up on a couch on, I think it was either Eddie Murphy's or Charlie Murphy's couch, and it was a white couch, and he just dug his dirty shoes all up into it. And so the homies, him and his homies, came in and just socked his legs up. Apparently, that's as the story goes. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, apparently, this is what happened on the other side of it. I never got to see this because, like I said, this is unaired. So let's go.
His legs. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what he did, man. He challenged us. He said not a challenge. He was coming over to play some ball, right? So that particular day, I wasn't there, but this is how I know it was all about him getting me. He brings over the guy with the crooked eye and all of them to play ball, and they all got sneakers on, but Rick got on cowboy boots, right? As soon as the game started, he just kicked my man Fruity in the balls. That was the end of the game. That was the end of the game, man. So
That's
who
cool.
you think he was going to kick in the balls that day? Ball check. Fire! Kick Fruity in the balls and get back in the limo and drive back to Buffalo? You came all the way from Buffalo to New Jersey. I whipped your ass about 8 days ago. That was for me, but I wasn't there that day. So Fruity, he had to take one to the nuts, man.
And the homie's name is Fruity. Like, come on. What became of Fruity's nuts? No.
And you know what? I know he probably went home and felt that he was victorious that day. But the reality of the whole thing is Fruity has 2 children today, so you weren't that victorious, okay?
Okay. And still friends. Let's see it.
Still friends, man.
How are you still friends?
We still see each other on a regular. Whenever I go to California, you know, Rick James is like a family friend. He knows my moms. He knows my brother. He knew my pops before he passed. He knows my kids. I know a couple of his kids. I know his sister. I know his brother.
A couple of his kids, key point, because I'm pretty sure Rick James probably has a lot of kids.
I met his mother before she passed. I know, you know, we know each other, man. This is just some kooky shit that went on in the 80s that looking back on it, it was insanity when it was happening, man. But it was just normal. It was the 80s. It was the time, you know.
Yeah.
It just happened, and you know, and now I can look back on it, and it's funny as hell. So why not talk about it?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Why not let somebody else laugh? Because I laugh when I think about this shit, because the shit was funny, and it was, you know, it was insanity, and you know, hey, it
It
happened.
was funny. All right. So now I will have to say that this was hilarious in my personal opinion. I'm for sure going to watch another one of these. We're going to have to do another one of these reactions because, like I said, I've seen what was aired, but there's so many parts that could continue with the stories that they had aired that they just didn't air. So now you get more of a, well, I'm getting more of a complete story line, so I'm messing with it. And it seems like Charlie Murphy's life was pretty crazy. It seems like the 80s period was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's hilarious in my personal opinion. We're going to have to watch some more. Now, if you're making it this far, you might as well hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that comment button. Let me know your favorite Charlie Murphy skit, sketch, or anything, and what else you want to see me react to. If you're already doing all that and making it this far, then I gotta say thank you. I truly appreciate every single one of y'all. Cannot stress that enough. Please don't forget about my music. Got that song out every single Friday of 2021. Links right underneath the like button if you want to check that out. And with all that being said, you know I'll be back at it with another reaction tomorrow.